Hi, this is Daniela, and welcome to Bestie Life, the podcast, where we help you stop burnout now. If you're tired of running on empty, juggling all the things, and wondering when your life is supposed to feel better, you're in the right place. This show is your go-to space for real talk and practical strategies to help you protect your energy, create balance, and actually enjoy the life you're working so hard for. You'll get a mix of solo episodes and honest conversations with guests. My goal is to help you feel less alone, more empowered, and way more in control of your time and energy and well-being. So let's get into it. Hey friends, and welcome back to Bestie Life with Daniela. I'm your host, and this is where we talk all about real life burnout prevention, self-care that actually works, and what it means to build balance that lasts. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite reminders, and honestly, one I've had to relearn myself more than once, is that progress doesn't require perfection. Because let's be real, life gets messy, and it doesn't matter how well you plan, how many color-coded calendars you have, or how many times you promise yourself this week will be different. Sometimes it just isn't. So grab your favorite beverage, grab something to write with, and let's dive in. So, you know those weeks I'm talking about, right? You know, the ones we all have that start with good intentions. You've got your plan, your meals, your priorities lined up, and then something unexpected hits. You know, maybe your kid wakes up sick. Maybe at work something goes off the rails, or maybe you're just mentally and physically drained and having a tough time. And before you know it, your routines are gone, your goals are paused, and you're thinking, well, there goes the week. Trust me, I've been there more than once myself. There was a week not long ago where everything in my house seemed to be falling apart at once, both physically, some things with the house, as well as some appointments and schedules that were off track. And it really can feel chaotic, even just some subtle little shifts in the norm. And at first, my instinct was to wait, think, okay, I'll get back on track when things calm down. I'll get back in my routine. I'll get back on track, in some healthier ways. But here's the truth. Things rarely calm down, at least not long enough to rebuild that balance if we're waiting for perfection. And so, telling ourselves, okay, we'll start fresh on Monday or next month or when life slows down, it makes it really hard because perfection is a moving target. There is no ideal time. There's just now. And what I've learned from some of these experiences, both personally and from working with clients, is that real progress happens in the small moments we do have, not the perfect ones we wish for. And so instead of waiting for that time to reset, whether it's Monday, next month, or whatever, make it 5 minutes from now. Make it as close to now as you can. You don't need a 3-hour strategy session or a perfectly quiet house or a motivational playlist. You just need sometimes as small as 10 to 15 focus minutes to get back on track and to reset. And so part of why this works so well is it removes the all or nothing pressure. 10-15 minutes is short enough that your brain doesn't fight it, but long enough to actually start to move the needle on that recess. It's the difference between I'll work out when I have time to, I'm going to stretch for 10-15 minutes while my coffee brews. It's the difference between I need to declutter my whole office to I'm going to clear out one drawer, one part of my desk and call it a win. And that small shift in these areas starts to build momentum. And momentum is what builds confidence. I did that this week actually with my desk. It was looking like a tornado hit it. And I just started, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, cleaning a couple little corners. And now I can see the entire desk again. And so these aren't practices I just talk about. These are things I do myself on the daily because we are all working through this as well. So, every time you take a small intentional action, even when you don't feel like it, you're proving to yourself that you can follow through. And I know you can do this. So again, what can those 10-15 minutes look like? I want to give you a couple of options that my clients and I have used when things feel off balance, just to give you some ideas on where to start. Maybe prep one healthy thing to eat tomorrow. It could be a snack. Maybe you pre-slice up some carrots. It could be a whole meal that you get prepped and ready to go so you don't feel like you're on the fly. Maybe stepping outside for a brief walk, even if it's just around the block or it's only for 10 minutes. Clearing off your nightstand or your desk like I just did this week. Texting someone who always lifts your energy, that person you always keep meaning to reach out to or thinking you need a ton of time to reconnect with, just send them that message. Or reflecting maybe on one question of what's working right now, what's draining me, and kind of taking that stock and a little bit of self-assessment. None of these things are going to be the magic fix for everything, but taking these small little actions, even just one of them, is going to start to create traction. And that's what's going to help get you out of that overwhelm spiral. So here's what I want you to take away. Consistency is going to matter more than intensity, okay? We're looking at quality over quantity. The people who stay balanced and prevent burnout aren't the ones who never fall behind. They're the ones who keep coming back to themselves again and again and again with compassion. They don't wait for the perfect day. They use the time that they have. You celebrate those small wins because you didn't give up. You adapted to what was possible. And as I've said, when it comes to balance, your ability to adapt, pivot, have those resilience and boundaries, that's where you're going to start to feel that balance. So I want to leave you with a quick reflection moment. Something you can do right now, even if you're driving, walking, or folding laundry, because I do that as well when I listen to podcasts. Ask yourself, what's one small, meaningful action that would help me feel more grounded today? Maybe it's just drinking a full glass of water, doing it with that mindset intention of knowing you're doing it from a healthy place. Maybe it's stepping outside for 5 minutes, even if it's freezing where you are or the weather's not great, just for 5 minutes. Maybe it's shutting down your laptop and not opening it back up tonight and creating that boundary for yourself. Whatever it is, just commit to it. Set a 15-minute timer and do it with your full attention. That attention and intention is where this magic's going to happen. And then when you're done, I want you to take a second and just say to yourself, I did it. I showed up. I did this for me. And that's how balance starts to get rebuilt. Not in big leaps, but in small, steady moments of just being present. So if this episode hit home for you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who's had one of, those weeks. You never know who needs the reminder that it's okay to slow down and still make progress. And if you want more tools like this, the practical, doable kind, make sure you're on my email list. I share weekly notes, resources, and simple strategies to help you build balance that actually sticks. If you want to get on my email list, you can head to my website, bestielife.com, sign up there, or even just shoot me an email at daniela@bestielife.com, and I will get you on that mailing list. So until next time, remember, you don't need perfection to move forward. You just need 15 minutes and a little self-compassion. Take care and talk to you soon. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you got something out of this episode that really made you feel seen, supported, or just a little bit more grounded. If you have any questions or thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. And if you're up for it, please leave me a 5-star review. That will help more people find the show and join this community. I'll leave you with 2 of my favorite quotes. Alone we may be strong, but together we're stronger. And when we support each other, incredible things happen. So let's keep showing up for ourselves and each other, and maybe even have some fun while we're at it. I'll talk to you soon.